Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip right here on the good old YouTube. As you can tell by the title card, today we're going to be troubleshooting. It's something we did a lot last football season, but this year we haven't done as much. Maybe it's because I'm back coaching, a couple of days a week, working the offensive line and going to ball games on Friday night and getting to break down film. I got a sense of purpose, and I'm pumped up about that. But we're going to talk about troubleshooting the curl-flat concept. Really, we're talking about troubleshooting curls. Whatever concepts you run curls with, this video will help you. I can promise you that. Thanks real quick to Brian Hale over at Hale Yeah Digital, who does our beautiful theme music that you hear before every episode of Football Talk with Coach Chip on YouTube and Football Talk with Coach Chip over on the podcast side. Coaches, as you well know, since the spring of 2021, all play diagrams on Football Talk with Coach Chip are courtesy of Just Play Sports Solutions and their wonderful Just Play app. You can find them at myjustplay.com. Go over there and check out all of their great products. The one I'm interested in, and you too, probably is the football app. They do other sports as well. Join the over 1,000 high schools, all 3 service academies, half the Ivy League teams, Clemson, Iowa, UCLA, Arizona State, Oklahoma State, and the Baltimore Ravens have recently signed on to use Just Play Sports Solutions, Just Play app. All right, having a system isn't just important, an offensive system and a defensive system, but what I'm trying to get you on right here is an offensive system. It's essential when building a successful strategy. You're not going to be successful unless you just have better players. If you don't have a system, because sooner or later you're going to run up against somebody who may not have as good as players as you, but they figured out a way to stop what you do because you just have a collection of plays. And if you have a system, there's always an answer. Now, granted, there is no answer. They're just that much better than you. That happens. But there's no worse feeling in the world than being in a ball game and going, oh, crap. They stopped this, and this. We're screwed. And it's not because they're better than you. It's because you just had a linear collection of plays. What you want is a circle, a system, one that it consistently has an answer. They stop this, you do this do this, do this. And they can take away. Defenses are good, y'all. Defensive coordinators are smart. I give them trouble jokingly here on the podcast and the YouTube channel. But they're smart. They watch film too. They get paid a sucky supplement just like you do. They're going to figure things out. You got to have a way to know. They stop this, I can go to that. If they stop this, I can go to that. And if they just stop everything in your systems, when you tip your hat to them, shake their hand and say, good job. And you got to do a better job of developing your players. So it's $100. I'll send it to you for you. Just check it out, look at it, see what you think. If you like it, you pay me. Also, you can throw in the Big Book of Bucks, the Jet Manual, and the OL Manual, which is still selling like crazy on Amazon, and people ordering it directly from me for just $30. It comes as an ebook and a paperback. You can put all 4 of these together for $150. Speaking of that, now, I know these things go on forever. I am making this video in October of 2025. I've got a special offer to run through the rest of the year. Here it is. You're on the YouTube channel right now. Copy and paste a link to it to share it from the main page of my YouTube. Then go over to your social media, all of them, if you do all of them, all the ones you do, and share the channel. Take a screenshot of your share, send it to me, either DM me on Twitter or on Facebook. And even if you use Instagram, take a screenshot of it and DM me wherever. Or you can email it to me at siegel.chip@gmail.com. And every Sunday between now and the end of this year, the last Sunday of the year I believe I looked at is the 28th of December. Every Sunday, everybody who shares it, I'll draw one of the names out, and you'll win the complete package. All 4 premium resources for sharing it. Why are we doing this? We need 280 I forget, I think it was 281 last I looked, to get to 5,000. 5,000 subscribers. Speaking of that, if you're watching this and you're not subscribing, why not? What's wrong with you? Come on now, click on the subscribe button. You got a fear of commitment. I feel sorry for your significant other. I mentioned the offensive line manual. Here you see a picture of it. It is, if you want to run gap down backer, you need to get a copy of this book. Heck, it ain't $30. If you prefer to get it on Amazon, go ahead and do that. Take a screenshot of your order, send it to me, and I'll send you the ebook. That way you'll have, why do we need both, Coach? Well, I'm not charging you extra for it, so you might as well do it. And I'm not going to sell your email. I can promise you that. I wouldn't know who to sell it to. Hit me up. Send it to me. Hey, Coach, I ordered your book off Amazon. Please send me a copy of the ebook. Why do you want it? So you can make presentations to your team and your coaches, because it's a Google slide, which is the same as PowerPoint, and you just go on in there. Guys, 40 years of experience, vast majority of that, I used the gap scheme system because I coached at a lot of places where we needed to do that. Now we were at places where we could do other things, but this is based on my experience. It's stuff you can do with 8-year-olds at the sub-varsity level or 18-year-olds at the varsity level. It's got complete carryover. Heck, man, they use it in the NFL, in college. So check that out, the Offensive Line Manual for Gap Down Backer Blocking, Unleashing the Power of Angles and Leverage. And if you're not sure about that, hit me up. Say, hey, can I have a copy of the ebook to check it out? Check it out. If you like it, you pay me. When you pay me, send me your address, and I will mail you the ebook directly from, not the ebook, the paperback directly from me, and I'll send it to you. As I mentioned, subscribe to the channel. Numbers say that half the people that watch aren't subscribed. Come on now. If just half of the half that aren't subscribed that watch will subscribe, I'll get to 5,000. I'll blow 5,000 wide open. Okay. Just will. We're averaging 70 new subscribers a month. I did the math. If you go 3 times 70, that'd be a little over 200, and that ain't enough to get, because we need 280 something to get to 5,000. It's just a cool number. I don't think YouTube's going to send me a plaque or anything. It's not like I'm getting to 100,000. That's all I ask of you. You got over 300 videos for free. And if you subscribe, you have access to all these free resources for subscribers to Football Talk with Coach Chip. Podcast is over at wherever you get podcasts, the 2 big ones, Spotify and Apple, and there's others that it's on. Had a great guest recently. Again, I told you it's October of 25. The last 2 episodes was Coach Avery Green. The last episode was Coach Green going into analytics at the high school level. Because a lot of us are just kind of afraid of it. And if you're like me, you're not into math, but we've been using analytics as long as I've been coaching, as common as things like, tendencies, down and distance tendencies, hash mark stuff, all that. Well, this puts it in a way where you can get it right there in your hand, and it's done for you. So you've got to get somebody smarter than Coach Chip to crunch the numbers, and it's not that difficult. It's really a good episode. Go check that out. It was episode 17 of season 2 with Avery Green. I just listened to it. It dropped yesterday morning. I listened to it on my run yesterday morning, and it turned out great. And I just got through editing the next episode, which is with Jay Busby. He's going to be the 3rd non-coach to be on Football Talk with Coach Chip, the podcast. And he's a prolific writer who recently finished a book about the history of the Iron Bowl, the Alabama-Auburn rivalry. And I'm listening to that. I bought it on Audible, and I've been listening to that on my runs the last few days since I talked to him last week. And it is just great. I mean, it is great. And I don't know who the narrator is. It's not Jay, but the narrator does a great job. If you're a football fan, you ought to get this book. It's available, I know, on Amazon for it's less than $30 to get the paperback, and I get the subscription from Audible. But I'm going to get the paperback, and when Jay and I get together, because he's got a place here near me, when we get together for a cup of coffee, I'm going to have him sign it. So go check out the podcast. That's good stuff. All right, we said we're going to troubleshoot the curl flat, really and truly troubleshooting curls. You can do this with any of your wide receivers, but this one we're doing with curl flat. It's okay. You can do the curl with the number one on either side, with number two on either side. You can run out of trips, whatever. But this way of getting your curls down pat, I think it's undefeated. Because here's the issue. When you watch it on TV, the Saturday and Sunday games, major college and the NFL, all those guys, those receivers, even the slow ones for their league can pick them up and put them down. I want y'all to think about that now. When you watch football this weekend, the slowest receiver you watch this weekend is probably faster than your fastest receiver. So when you watch it and you watch them run deep curls, and by the way, what I'm going to show you also works for like the deep turnouts, the comeback routes. Like if this guy right here runs like 15 yards and comes back this way. Coach Bowden at Florida State used to call that a bench route. He said, you're running back to the bench. What I'm going to show you will work with any of that. It's great for timing routes. It's great for timing routes. It's something we stumbled upon years ago. I think we started doing it with hitches. Then I said, well, I want it to work with curls. I want it to work, with whatever, with the comeback or anything. And we did it with the deep out. But I'm going to show you how to do it with curls because I'm troubleshooting. Anytime I got a troubleshooting episode, it's because I got an email. And so I said, well, we used to do this. And so I drew up the stuff for him using the Just Play app. I said, oh, that'll make a good episode. Because remember, my philosophy is if one coach has that question, there must be others. Hey, coaches, let me tell you about our partners over at Just Play Sports Solutions. All the play diagrams on Football Talk with Coach Chip since the spring of 2021 have been done by the My Just Play app Just Play Sports Solutions created. You can find it at myjustplay.com. Team packages, individual packages, which is what I got. With the team package, you create your playbooks, you make scout cards, you can add video to the play so the diagram literally comes to life. The players get an app, they put it on their phone, so you don't have to print any more playbooks, any more game plans, any more scouting reports. And since players never go anywhere without their phones, their playbook is always with them. Contact my buddy Brad Rumsey at brumsey@justplayss.com, brumsey@justplayss.com, or call him by phone at 517-937-5433. Tell him Coach Chip sent you. All right, coaches, welcome back. Thanks again to our guys, Brad Rumsey, and all the other good folks at Just Play Sports Solutions for being the sponsor of Football Talk with Coach Chip on YouTube and the podcast. All right, now this, I'm going to tag it below or link it up below in the course description where I did a few weeks ago or a few months ago. I can't keep up with it. What I call my curl flat, the California concept. Get it? California curl flat. And how we do it. But again, like I told you, what I'm about to show you, you can use with any curl or turnout or deep comeback. You can use this similar drill, for lack of a better word, to get your timing down pat so your quarterback's not standing back there holding the ball. But the way we do it, I think is great. All right, so have a coach stand back about 20 yards from the line of scrimmage. Have your receiver tell him run. In our case, we say 15 because we're never going to run the curl deeper than that. And that gives him a point beyond where he's going to stop, break down on the curl, so he's running fast. And you have him do it 3 or 4 times. Just have your receivers line up. The coach I used a little cone here. But you can use like the beanies that we put on their hats or even their scrimmage vest. Have several of them for your receivers. And wherever they are, when the quarterback's third step hits the ground, if you're in gun, and do a 3-step. If you're in gun, do a 5-step. Because you want to run a deeper route, do 5-step. If you're under center and you do 5-step, have him do his drop. But when that last step hits the dirt, hits the grass, have your coach mark that spot where that kid was and put a cone, put any kind of marker there you want to. And if you want to get a pretty good, sample size, have them do it several times each. and you get a pretty good idea. And they're probably going to be within a yard or two either way, probably closer than that each time they do it. So the wide receiver was here, we're saying, when the quarterback's third step hit the ground. All right. So then you have the guy run to that spot, have the wide receiver run a curl at the spot that you've marked. The quarterback takes his three-step drop, and on his third step, he throws it to that spot. And even versus man, he should be open for a split second, unless you're just so daggum slow. And in that case, why the crap are you throwing it? If you got any kind of a modicum of speed, he should be open because the guy running with him is going to run past him just for a split second. And if the quarterback's releasing the ball on the third step, he's not going to recover before it gets there. And if he is, you're playing against the second coming of Deion Sanders and Darrell Green and some of those other great corners, Lester Hayes. And, this guy's good. All right. And sometimes they're just better than you, especially at the high school level. But this works. You can do it at sub-varsity level. So you're literally developing your timing. But here's why you do it that way. And you can't do it with, depending on your quarterback, I don't know how many kids you can do it with. We've had really, really smart kids that play quarterback that had a good retention level. And they could remember each kid. They knew if this guy's running the curl, he's going to be a little deeper. This guy's running the curl, he's going to be a little more shallow. Because you're going to have some of them, you got a real speedy guy, he may be up here, past that 10-yard mark. And if you got a guy that, is not so fast, he may be at 8 or 9. And again, it depends on the level you play at. If you're sub-varsity, you may be running a 7, 8-yard curl. That's okay, guys. You're not playing on Saturday or Sunday. You're not playing with kids that run 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. Now, some of y'all might. And, you're going to have occasional have that guy. But consistently, so what do you got to do? You figure out how to get the timing down pat. But you can't figure around with your quarterback, your three-step drop, or whatever it is you do. So what you do is you adjust where the curl's going to happen. One size does not fit all. It's like those hats that say one size fit all, those ball caps. That's a lie. It's not true. Now they've changed it because people with heads like Coach Chip says one size fits most. I'm not in the most category. I got a head like a number 10 wash tub. I got a head bigger than a Rottweiler. And so it's the same thing with your kids on your team. God didn't create us all the same. We're all not at the same place at the same time. You may have a kid playing on your middle school team that's going to be pretty fast one day. But right now he ain't. But you want to teach your quarterback the proper way to take a drop. I do the three-step drop out of gun. One big, crossover, one big, boom, that's three-step. Big, crossover, big. When that right foot hits the ground, you gather and throw. And if he knows exactly where that kid's going to be because you did this, and also what it does, it holds your wide receivers accountable because they want the ball thrown to them. And you tell them, you're not going to get the ball if you laze around. You've got to run as hard as you can in the drill, setting it up, getting your sample size, and then you got to do the same speed in the game. So you can't go out here and do like a practice speed and then pick it up on Friday night or whenever your game is. You've got to run it the same every time. So it's 1, 2, 3, balls out, receiver is where he's supposed to be. Now, of course, the quarterback's reading the thing to see if somebody dropped underneath it. But I'm going to show you what to do about that. And go back and watch that video on the curl flat too. So the wide receiver, then the next step in it, wide receiver runs a curl at the spot. The quarterback takes his three-step drop, boom, boom, boom. But this time the guy is covered. And what you do is just have somebody right here. Could be the coach. You want to get it done right and not have a disaster out there. He drops underneath it right here in between. This receiver, you can do it with your tight end, your H. You can do it with another wide receiver. I would cheat him in depending on his speed and have him come across the middle hard and tell him don't look at the quarterback because you ain't getting it until you get in that window. Again, go back and look at that curl flat video. When you get in that window is when you'll get it, so that way they won't be knocked off course by linebackers or run into somebody. And as soon as somebody drops underneath it, he's going to be open right here because the running backs come out here and made that outside backer run with him. And and the quarterback's looking through the same cockeyed window. So the quarterback takes a 3-step drop, hitches because the guy's covered. One time he hitches and then throws to the H or whoever you've got crossing through that window that the quarterback's looking through. And the timing is there. Some speedier wide receivers will run, as I mentioned earlier, will run deeper routes, but it will not mess with the quarterback's timing because the quarterback's going 1, 2, 3, it's out. So you got a really fast kid here and have them run from their spot. If they're a slot receiver off the line, they got to don't run from the line of scrimmage, run from your spot. Also, too, the kids can't be too deep. They can't get their time here, and then in the game, they're here. And that another way holds them accountable because they know I'm not getting the football if I don't do it right. And so he's running here, and they say he's fast. He's a 4.6 kid. He's getting past that 10-yard mark. 1, 2, 3, ball's out. Over here, this kid, not quite as fast. His point is about 10, and he's curling in. 1, 2, 3, ball is out. This kid over here is a little bit slower than the other two. He's getting about 8 or 9. Boom, curling up right there. And the quarterback, boom, throws it to him. So you can run it on any of your curls. You can run it. You can convert it for your deep outs. And it's just a great way. As long as the quarterback takes a 3-step drop and the wide receivers hit their marks consistently, this will work for kids that run a 4.6 or the kid that runs the 4-ever. He's slower than smoke off a turd in December. So I guess just a great way to do it, in my opinion. All right, thanks again so much for being here at Football Talk with Coach Chip on YouTube. Don't forget to check out Just Play Sports Solutions. You can find them at myjustplay.com. And opportunity to support Coach Chip, go to buymeacoffee.com/Coach Chip. If you're so inclined, it's easy to do. I set the account up and buy me a drink because I don't drink coffee. Okay. Also, be sure to check out the podcast over on wherever you get podcasts. Has some great guests come on there, and be sure to check out the last few of season 2. You can learn from your mistakes if you want to, and I hope you do. Or you can also learn from other people's mistakes, like mine. So here's your chance to learn from the many mistakes I've made and grown as a football coach. Over 40 years of experience and mistakes is just an email away. Hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com for more info. I'm available, not this time of year, for consultations, clinics, installs. I can do things online this time of year, but I'm not driving to you this time of year. And if you're not too far away. But if you need help with something, even in season, if you want to get together, I did a Google Meet with a guy a week and a half ago, and we can get together and talk about stuff like that. We'll talk about remuneration when we talk. So hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. All right, that's it for this episode of Football Talk with Coach Chip. Don't forget, check out the podcast. Don't forget, subscribe to the Cockeyed channel, y'all. I'm telling you. Remember the special we're running right now in the fall of 2025. From now until the end of 2025, December 31st, we're running a deal where every Sunday I'm going to check my inbox on my Twitter and my Facebook and my email. And everybody that sends me a screenshot of where you have shared the channel, your name will go into a drawing. And what happens is I'm probably going to make a list and give it a number and draw a number out of a cup, and that person gets it. All right, so if you win it once, you can't win it again, but that's okay. So you be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to share it. We're trying to get to 5,000 before the clock strikes midnight, January 1st, 2026. That's the whole premise. And I just thought it was a great way to do it. It's a $210 value you'll get. If you buy them all at one time, it's $150. Either way you look at it, you're getting it for free. You're going to get the big book of bucks, the offensive line manual, the jet manual, and over 500 pages of the system manual. Okay, all you got to do to get a chance to do it is share the YouTube channel. All right. Until next time, coaches. Hey, y'all. Be elite.